All right. Hi, everyone. How are you doing? Today it's a little bit cloudy here, but how's weather in your place? Sunny. I hope you have a really nice weather in having class. So let's start today's lesson. First of all, I would like to say I am very grateful that you had a hard time last week because you did. I believe that you did midterm examination, right? Was it difficult or was it easy? I don't know whether it was difficult or easy, but I am very sure about your effort. You did a lot for the midterm exam, so I know that. So I would like to say thank you to you, all of you. Thank you to all of you. When I was university student, I had a hard time like you too. So I know uh, how difficult your university days are. So anyway, thank you so much last week. Today we gonna have a lesson about lighting. So far we have learned how to shoot about the camera, how to use camera, how to use take a picture of an object, how to use zoom lens, and how to move the lens direction, something like that. But now, in this time, we will have a lesson about lighting. Lighting is a really important thing. Uh, okay, imagine without lighting, we cannot shoot because without lighting, we can see anything. So the first condition we can shoot is that we should have lighting. So that's the one reason the lighting is important. Okay, we will have a lesson about lighting today. So I will show you the steps we will have today. The first step we will have about today's lesson is definition of terminology in lighting. Second, the classification by lighting direction. And third, this is the same thing actually, the classification of direction. The third, the effect of lighting. So we have so now we can see the very good picture. Okay, this picture is a result of good lighting. So we will have good lighting conditions, and many various we can see many various picture like this. So those are the things that we will have today. So okay, first uh, let me start with show the definition of terminology in lighting. So here is one picture. You can see, you see, right? So we have an eye like this, and we have object here. For example, doll. How about doll? Doll, doggy doll. Here is object, doggy doll object. So here is lighting, especially the filament electric lighting in the ceiling, on the ceiling. So we have some Korean word and English word here. So basically, the explanation is written by Korean, but the important name, which is key to us to understand, is written by English. So I wanna mix. I wanna use two languages if possible. so that you could understand better. So that's my lesson policy. So anyway, the first thing I have to start with this, and this is Gwangwon, which is called a beam or luminous flux in English. It is just like the source of light, like sun, like electric light in the ceiling, or how about the lighter in the dark? Those kind of thing is called luminous flux, or we can call that Gangwon in Korean. So anyway, that is the source of a light. So that is called Gangwon, and the unit of Gangwon is called lumen. So you can see the L here, and then you you can see the M here. So the unit of luminous flux or beam is called lumen. So we simply write the lumen like Lm. So the Gangwon means that the total amount of light. If the total amount of light is very huge, the luminous flux or beam is huge. So that's the simple. So the absolute amount of lighting is called like luminous flux. Absolute amount of light. So to us, we have eye like here. So we can see the source of light or the object in the light. Can you understand? We can see the light directly, or we can see the object in the light indirectly. When we see the object in the light from the object comes to our eyes, but it is indirect light. It is kind of reflection of reflection. The first the object receives the light from the luminous flux, first like this, and then it reflects light from the object to our eye, like this. So the light we receive when we see the object will receive the light which it reflects from the object. The the originally the object received the light from the luminous flux, the original source of light. So we can see the object by the indirect light from the object. So or we can see the source of light directly. We can see the sun, we can see the electric light on the ceiling. So we receive the light from very various objects, including a luminous flux or object. So those are called as luminance, which is translated in Korean Hwido. Hwido means the degree of dazzling, 눈부심 in Korean. It means how dazzling it is. That's the luminance. The unit of the luminance is written like CD per m square. CD is short form from candela. Candela is unit of Gwangdo here, brightness. So I can explain a little bit later, just after explaining the luminance. So please wait, please. So luminance is kind of a unit of dazzling by our own eye. Can you understand? That's the luminance. Okay? And the second or third, let me explain the Gwangdo. Guangdou is translated brightness in English. Brightness. Brightness is just brightness. The how strong. Brightness means how strong the light is. That's the brightness. The brightest unit is called candela. Candela is actually the name of the person, actually the French person who was a scientist in 19th centuries. I'm not sure about that, but I'm sure the candela is the name of a scientist. He's a French. He was French. Anyway, candela is a unit of brightness. The simple form can be written like a CD. Candela, C stand for can, D stand for the. So CD is the unit of the candela. So candela is about the brightness, how bright it is, those kind of thing. So we needed to distinguish luminous flux from the candela. Luminous flux is simply the total amount of light, and brightness is a relatively different thing. It is the strongness of the light. Maybe let me explain one good example. Okay, sun. Sun is a really good example. The total amount of the sun is very huge, but when it is cloudy day, the brightness of the sun is less than that of sunny day, because the clouds blocks the light. So if we have every sunny day in every day, the luminous flux never changed. But because of the cloud or the condition of the air, so the luminous flux and the brightness differ from each other in each every day. So can you understand? I think that is a really good example. So I believe that the example of the sun can help you to understand what I say. Okay, I already explained the three things, which are luminous flux and brightness and the luminance. The last thing that I didn't explain is just illumination. Illumination is about object, and illumination include kind of reflection. In Korean word, it is called jodo. Jodo means the okay. If object receive 100% light, the object if the object is a mirror, that can reflect 99% light, right? But if the object is a black shirt, that reflect kind of 10% of light that received from the luminous flux. So the illumination differ from at each time. So we receive that kind of light from the object. So our luminance depends on the illumination of the object, or our luminance depends on the total amount of brightness from the source of light. That is difference. So what I'm saying is about the relative, the exchange of the whole things in lighting world, our eye and object and the source of light. So this kind of relationship is represented by the triangle relationship like this. We can see that those kind of relationship in this picture very precisely. So I believe you can understand it thoroughly. If you have a question, if you have a question about this relationship, please mail me or text me. So this is a basic terminology or definition. So you need to understand thoroughly before we learn to next page. So this is kind of basic understanding of lighting, which is a little bit important. So I hope you can't miss that. Okay, let me jump to the next page. Okay, in this picture we can see many kind of a lighting. So this picture represent of the classification of the direction of light. So I can write down the English word like this. Let me read a little bit. So here is camera. Camera is on the tripod like this. So we have tripod like this. So we have object here. So this look like a bear doll. I'm not sure. That looks like a bear doll, which raises his hand on the air in the air. Anyway, that's very cute. So camera take a picture of the bear doll like this. So now we can have lighting, which is very various. We have five type of lighting in this picture, which are called rear, top, plane, eye level, under. So each method of lighting has their own characters. So let me begin with underlighting. Underlighting is located under the object. We can see the underlighting in this picture, which is under the object. Underlighting has the effect about lighting. Underlighting makes the object look like that it has dignity or sincerity. I mean, okay, when we need to make object very strong, so every time we feel like that, we use underlighting. So it makes the object it has dignity or sincerity. That's the underlighting. So you and the eye level lighting. We usually use eye level light. Okay, when out of five lighting, if we choose only one lighting, I would choose eye level lighting here. Usually eye level lighting put on the camera like this. Have you ever seen the camera like this, which has eye level lighting on the camera, the upper part of the camera? So we can attach them by rolling up, or we can detach that from the camera very easily. That is eye level lighting. If we have eye level lighting, we can identify the object very easily because we have very direct light from the camera. So that's the simple to identify what is object. Can you understand? If we have underlight, we cannot identify the either object very easily because underlight has not don't does not have direct lighting. The direction, direct direction. That's the indirect direction, like this. That's the weak point of underlighting. Eye level lighting has a very strong point of lighting, which is about direct lighting, in direction actually. So the most important lighting is eye level lighting, and the most commonly used method of lighting is eye level lighting. So except those two things, we have three other methods of lighting, which are rear, top, plane. Plane is not important actually, so just forget it. Very soft lighting. It is not important. It is just it is not main. It is just helping a little bit method of lighting. Okay, we have top lighting here. Top lighting is located at the top of the ceiling like this, just over above the object. So direction of the lighting is just straight down from the ceiling to the object. All right. So top lighting is that much important, but we need top lighting in case of TV show or studio TV production or talk show. So when we need to make those kind of production, so we need a top lighting. If we don't have top lighting in that case, we will have some sort of difficulties in lighting. So top lighting is that much important, but the to make TV production have high quality, we should have top lighting. So the last thing, last classification of lighting is rear. Rear lighting is located back of the object. So rear lighting, if we use rear lighting, we can find the outline of the object like this. Okay, let me show you. So, okay, this is effect of backlighting. So you can see the outline of the object like this, very clear white line. That this is the effect of the backlight. But with only backlight, we can identify the object because the object has very dark side of the very dark front side because we don't have direct lighting like eye level lighting. Backlighting helping the object appear very clearly. That's the function of backlighting or a real light. So those are the classification of the direction. So that's the simple. Okay, and the next page. So in this picture, we have more complicated classification of lighting, which is based on the direction. So we also we already find out the eye level light and the back light and yeah, we already know those two lightings, which are eye level and the back rear light. So other lighting, let me explain the other lighting. So in this picture, I would like to emphasize three kinds of lighting: key light, and the field light, and the backlight. Field light can written like field light. You know the meaning of field. Fill is 채우다 in Korean. 모자란 것을 채우다. Fill. That's the fill. So if we have three kind of lighting, just like key light and the fill light and the backlight, we call those kind of three lighting as 3-point lighting. 3점 조명. 3-point lighting. So 3-point lighting is basic and the fundamental and the essential method of lighting in the TV production. So every time we make a TV production in studio, we need to have at least 3 lighting. So we should locate those 3 lightings at the right side of the camera, and at the left side of the camera, and the back side of the object. So we should do that because this 3-point lighting is very basic and essential method of TV production. So here is camera. It is located just in front of the object like this. So one out of 3 should be located in the light of the camera here. This is called key light. Key, yeah, you know that the meaning of the key. Key is just the tool to open something. Key, key has important role. So among the 3 lighting, key light is the most important lighting. So we key light has light on the object mainly, and it has very strong light. So it has very huge luminance at the and very strong source of light. That is key light. We use it mainly. And the second, when we have a key light, the object look like this here. So the key light should be located, as I said just before, key light should be located in the right side of the camera, and it has very strong light like this. So when we use the key light like this, the object looks like this. A very bright side. The object has a very bright side of the object, right side here. Here is very bright. But on the contrary, the other part of the object is dark. You see the shadow here, the nose shadow, and you see the very dark shadows here, like this. So it's kind of the gap in between bright and dark is very huge. That's the key light's weak point. So to compensate, to have this kind of weakness of key light, we should have field light. It have the object look like brighter when it is lighted by only key light. So the field, look at this picture. This is the result of field light. Here is field light. Okay. And the last thing, we use backlight here. So it should be located in the back of the object. So when we use backlight, we can get of the image like this. So we have very clear outlined object like this. So I just emphasized before 3-point lighting, which is called 삼점 조명 in Korean. So finally, after we use 3-point the lighting, we can get this beautiful image like this. This is the result of using 3-point lighting. So here is the picture which explains the 3-point lighting. Here, this lighting is called key lighting. You can confirm that the key lighting is located at the right side of the camera. Camera is here, and the left side of the camera we can find the field light here. And how do you call this lighting? Guess. Yes, that's the real light or backlight. So this kind of 3-point of lighting is called 삼점 조명, 3-point lighting. So look at this picture. In the studio, here is object, and here are 3 lighting. We can see the 3 shadows here. This shadow comes from key light. This shadow comes from field light. This shadow comes from backlight. So we can see that in this picture we can see the 3-point lighting. So okay, so far we have learned the 3-point lighting. Okay, those pictures are the other characters of lighting. Okay, please look at the picture 6-30. This is the result of direct lighting, eye level lighting, and this is the side lighting. Where is the source of lighting? Here? No. Here. Lighting is here, and the light from its right side. That's the 사광. Side lighting. And the other side lighting, just here. Okay, here 광원 is here. The source of lighting is here, and this picture, the source of lighting is here, the right side of the object. Okay, 반역광 here. The direction of lighting comes from the side of the back. This is the result of backlighting. Here we can have a very clear outline of the object. That's the effect of backlighting. So, and this is result of top lighting. The lighting is on the ceiling. The lighting is hanged on the ceiling, so it lights object like this. That's the top lighting. So we can find a very good lighting here. This is some taken images from a TV show which is called Surgeon in JTBC Broadcasting Company. So this program is called Surgeon. So we have very clear images. In the background, we can find that there is nothing but the black. This is called cameo lighting. It is very difficult. So after we learned this kind of very basic lighting. We can develop our technique of lighting, and then finally we can make a camera lighting. So this is kind of our goal of this lesson. So now we have learned lots of things about the lighting. The first we have learned the definition of a terminology in lighting, which includes luminous flux, brightness, illumination, luminance. Those are the basic terminology. We should know that. We should know about the lighting, and we also have learned the classification of the lighting, which depends on the direction. So it has rear lighting, plane lighting, eye level lighting, under lighting, top lighting, something like that. And we have learned 3-point lighting, so key light, fill light, backlight, and those images are the result of 3-point lighting. So we can use these beautiful images. So that's our goal. Next time we will have camera and lighting in the studio. So let's practice together with camera and lighting. So 3-point lighting is our goal, which will be done in the next lesson. Okay, maybe 2 weeks later, and we have seen many kinds of lighting. So I hope you enjoy today's lesson. So we will see next week. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.